Saudi Arabia is conquering Iran. At least it is in this computer-generated animation,
Your Royal Highness,
showing the kingdom's young crown prince Mohammed bin Salman, known as MBS, leading his forces to an easy victory. A cold war between Saudi Arabia and Iran is already roiling the Middle East, fueling the fighting in Yemen and Syria and tensions in Iraq, Lebanon, and beyond. But this video takes that confrontation to a comical new height, a fantasy invasion. Until the recent rise of MBS, this kind of propaganda was almost unheard of in the staid kingdom. Some scholars say the video may even offer a window into the hawkish mindset of MBS himself, foreshadowing more conflict across the region. An official of the Saudi embassy in Washington said the prince had nothing to do with the video. It appeared in December on YouTube, social media, and the websites of Saudi newspapers. But if MBS did not authorize it, the cartoon must at least have won his approval. The anonymous makers of the video had significant resources. They simultaneously released the video in several languages, including Turkish, Mandarin, and Hebrew. They received instant promotion in news media controlled by the royal court, and they knew the visual details of Iranian naval vessels as well as the vast Saudi arsenal. The animation shows off billions of dollars worth of American, British, and Chinese-made weapons. It is a fearsome display of hardware, but also underscores the Western role in backing MBS and the Saudis. The video begins with a vow from the prince. We will not wait until the fight is in Saudi Arabia. We will bring the fight to Iran. We then see a Saudi aid ship in the Persian Gulf, notably labeled here as the Arabian Gulf. In January, shortly after this animation appeared, Saudi Arabia announced that its coalition would give $1.5 billion in new aid to Yemen. The kingdom has led an air and sea assault for almost 3 years to try to defeat a Yemeni group allied with Iran. The war has left thousands of Yemeni civilians dead and the country engulfed by famine and disease. The Iranian ships that appear next are realistic. Years of sanctions and isolation have left most of Iran's military out of date and poorly equipped, but it has built up a fleet of small, fast boats like these. Last spring, the White House brokered a deal for Saudi Arabia to pay $6 billion to the American company Lockheed Martin for 4 warships. It was part of a total package of arms deals worth $10 billion.
Sir, we have detected incoming missiles. Prepare the Patriots.
Saudi Arabia also has hundreds of Patriot missiles from the American company Raytheon, like those seen here. The kingdom is the biggest foreign customer for Typhoon jets from the British company BAE, and it also owns several dozen British-made Tornadoes, as seen here. Boeing's F-15 fighter jet is the bedrock of the Saudi Arabian and American military partnership. President Obama approved a deal for the kingdom to spend billions buying the jets. It was the most expensive weapons deal to any foreign country at the time, an effort to placate the kingdom's opposition to the Iranian nuclear agreement.
Get me the eastern winds.
The kingdom also recently acknowledged that it has acquired Chinese-made Eastern Winds missiles, which could carry a nuclear warhead. We then see Saudi missiles destroy Iran's Bashir civilian nuclear power plant. This leads to a ground invasion. In 2016, Saudi Arabia paid the American company General Dynamics $1.2 billion for more than 100 Abrams tanks, but the kingdom doesn't have transport boats to get the tanks to Iran. The cowering figure near the end is Major General Qasem Soleimani, commander of Iran's paramilitary Quds Force. He's known as the chess master moving Iranian proxy forces throughout the region. At the end, cartoon Iranians cheer their Saudi liberators. But flesh and blood Iranians are unlikely to welcome Saudi armed forces. Perhaps most notably, the crowd appears to cheer for the prince, MBS, as much as for his father, King Salman.